Hello friends, welcome to Motivational Gaming. I'm Eric. Welcome back to tonight. I'm going to play this a shorter game, an interesting game, the Beginner's Guide. Gonna check this out. It's almost ready. Or is it ready? It is ready. Alright. Let's check this out. Editor, PC game, Beginner's Guide. Yes, here we go. Everything unlimited. Is it pulling up? What? No? Here we go. Beginnersguide.exe. We Gucci or what? Just gotta reset the size of the screen is all. Bam. Alright, we good. Let's check this game out. Options, audio, closed captioning, full captions. Fuck yes. It's a very satisfying sound effects. The Beginner's Guide. Please make sure audio is on. It's on. WASD and left mouse button. Alright. What do we got?
Hi there. Thank you very much for playing The Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote The Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
Okay.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda. Now these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff. And his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment.
Okay.
But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this?
Huh.
This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator.
Huh.
I want us to see past the games themselves. I want to get to know who this human being really is.
Cool. This is a cool game.
That's
I like
exactly
this.
what we're going to do here. So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases any of them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder.
Huh.
So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again.
Huh.
And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveyWreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
Huh. This is super cool. Give me a second. I gotta turn off my air conditioner.
Hi, Nova. You didn't bother me while I was eating. I would have gotten you my milk, buddy. You understand? But you bothered me. Don't I have a blanket that I usually... Where's that? I'll use this blanket. I don't care. It's fine. Whatever. Blanket's a blanket. This one's bigger than my usual blanket.
Let's see. This is a cool game. Alright, bring me back to the game. Alright, continue. Okay, it's the first game, huh? Okay. What, you said this is 2008? Oh, okay. Whisper machine, status active.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Left always leads to treasure. Oh, that's the bad way to go. Oh no, I'm out of ammo. Active or inactive? Active.
Security call breached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
It kind of looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere, but then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets. But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Enemy force neutralized.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Ha! Pretty cool. Hey Mike, how you doing? Doing alright, I hope. This game is really interesting because it's about... If you ever played Stanley Parable, or if you're familiar with it, the guy had a friend who made a bunch of games, and he never did anything with them. And so he collected his games, and he put them together in this cool little thing.
Apparently the space station has a labyrinth on it. Sure, I don't know. There's really no reason for it that I've ever been able to discern, so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on that.
Alright. Thanks, appreciate it. And we're looking at all this stuff, because it was all inspiration to him.
This is the part that's interesting. The game has this narrative about the Whisper machine, and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all. That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could destruct it by introducing a great enough heat signature. If your body could stop the beam. It's so much to ask, but for all of our lives, would you do it? Could you give yourself?
Huh. Yeah, it's an interesting, because it's just a collection of all these games that his friend made, put together with Stanley Parable's director's creator, whatever, his commentary on it, because he was really inspired by Stanley his friend's stuff.
Point. Unfortunately, the only option is to step into the beam.
Huh.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level. But when he first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
This will be a new series of a game we're going to play. Well, it's only like an hour and a half long, but it's a cool experience. Oh. Oh, okay.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for me. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Huh. November 2008. Okay. The past was behind her. Oh, that's cool. Clever.
Yep. In this game, you can only walk backwards.
I was wondering how... Oh, this is so clever. This is cool. I like this. This is a really cool game. It's a really cool concept. None of the other buttons work. It's just back. But the future could not be seen.
Relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Code is trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Yeah. Why does the future keep changing? This is super rad. This is interesting as shit. When she stops and looks, it becomes clear. Okay. But the future is always behind her. How will she find the strength to confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends. Didn't need anything more than that.
Huh.
Which to me is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next one.
Loading, November 2008. Oh, cool. This is interesting. Oh, it's just straight. You are now entering...
And that's it. Okay, the meaning of this game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes it interesting.
Okay. That's a shame. I liked it. It was cool.
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this one at the start of his games.
Nonsense in every direction.
I wish I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games. He would really only talk to me about his work as he was making it. Once he stopped work on a game, that was it. It was dead to him. And I don't agree with that at all, but what are you gonna do? I know it's tempting, but there's actually nothing over here. Sorry.
Huh. This is a really fun experience. This is so much fun. I am having so much fun. Having this dude talk to me and shit, and... I mean, it's interesting. It's clever, and I like it. This dude is really relatable, and, his commentary is fun. He seems like a cool dude. He made Stanley Parable, so he knows how to make a good fucking game. And this shit must have, all of his friends' games like this must have really inspired him, because they're so drastically different from anything else you'd ever come across. Just start slowing down, huh?
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Okay. Press X on a staring for a bear for 3 hours. You must address a game of only posted concept art showing what it's meant to be. A game where you call. Oh, these are ideas.
A room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
Cool. Sharks are trying to eat you. Simultaneously, you're trying to eat the sharks. You construct a wall. The wall is destroyed. You are giving a medal.
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant.
Live on a boat,
He said
taking
that
orders
he
from the
knew
captain.
He was actually a vibrant and compassionate person, but that it takes time to really see
Live
that.
on a boat, taking orders
It
from the
can be
captain.
a
Captain
very
says
slow
wrong.
climb to get there.
Stand on an X, staring at a bear for 3 hours. A button you press to stop the chaos. That doesn't work. Press U to surrender. I was enjoying that! I gotta check that one out some more. Already set fish. Okay. I'm having deja vu. Hardcore deja vu. This seems super familiar to me for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, now shit's different,
Well,
I
this
think.
is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
Okay.
Don't forget that solution, because we're going to see this puzzle again soon.
Okay.
We're going to see it a lot.
Okay. This is super interesting. I'm really enjoying. I'm digging the shit out of this. Solve that puzzle with ease.
So that seems to be it, right? You walk down a corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. Alright, now I'm going to modify the game again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Okay. Oh, shit. Wow.
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world. Either way, I think that the point is the same. Is that most of the time, you don't get to know what you're missing. Or even that you're missing anything. That's not your role as a player.
Yeah.
So if your role here is not to understand, then what is it?
Huh. Okay, so we're back to this one again. You're now exiting. Aha.
So this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and Puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Just interesting little experiments. The Great and Lovely Descent. Oh, okay. This is super cool. Wow, how interesting is this?
Let's talk about video game development for a second. Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, an engine is a set of tools for game development.
The Streetwise Fool.
To make all of these games, Coda is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of Coda's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well. The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work they're going to end up making. you might consider paying attention to the architecture in Coda's games, to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear boxy corridors.
This is... Wow, this is weird. Is the game echoey or is it actually echoing? The sound effects, the ambiances. Have you seen this game, Charu? Do you know what this game is? The beginner's guide? Super fucking cool. I'm digging every second of this game so far. Have you seen this shit? Do you know what this is? Just a picture of a fork and knife on a plate. Nope. Okay, so the guy who made Stanley Parable, right? The creator of it, the president, the whatever the fuck you want to, the creator of Stanley Parable, okay? He had a friend, and his friend created a whole bunch of different games, right? Super small little kind of like projects that he forever abandoned and threw away forever. But these projects really inspired the fuck out of the Stanley Parable creator guy, okay? And so he took all of his games that the guy that was going to throw away, he was going to delete them all. And so what he did was he compiled them all in together into this little collection for us to experience, and he talks through us and gives us commentary on why they're cool or interesting and stuff. That's all it is. The whole experience is like an hour and a half, and it's fucking fascinating. Super cool shit so far. I'm so digging this. When I finish the stream, watch it from the beginning so you see the parts that you missed, because it's so cool. Oh shit. Okay. Was I supposed to fall? I mean, I guess so. Wow, this is weird. I don't want to fall into nothing. Whoa, what is this? Hold on. What the fuck? I made all kinds of weird shit. Made a whole bunch of random shit that's really outside the box. Swell goes all the way around it. Cool. There's nothing to be scared of. But it certainly is interesting. What? Okay.
This prison, funny enough, in Coda's original design, the doors stay shut for a full hour before letting you go.
Huh.
If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks, man.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
You know how outside the box I can be. Just imagine what I could do if I learned how to do coding. Yeah. And this is some great... This would be great for inspiration. Do we go down or we go through the hallway? Is the hallway where we just came from? I think it is. Okay. Alright. This is a game that Josh wanted me to play. Because he was inspired by this. He was talking to me about it, so now I played it.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time. There's still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that Coda is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Okay. Eric, do you agree that this music is so calm and relaxing? It's pretty calm and relaxing. It's definitely interesting, though. It's pretty good for, like, awe and wonder, you know? Because this makes, I'm just kind of in awe of how cool all this shit is. I need to get a PC. Oof. Yeah. It's pretty fucking rad. Listen, listen, listen. You there, did you come from up above? What was up there?
Coda begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Yes, there was a world stamped with whiteness. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there were these floating colored blocks. That's the world above. You've been there. Now this is important. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? Yes, I did. It was literally the last thing I did before coming here. Again, perfect. Now please tell us how you solved it. Tell us the solution. Tell us how to get to the other side. I didn't solve it. Someone else let me in. Trust me, you don't want to go over there. I don't know how I solved it. I'm trying to remember, but I can't. You must think harder, please. Try harder to remember. It's so important that we get out of here. We must escape this prison. Can you think harder? There must be something more. Please, tell us how to reach the end. This music is kind of unsettling and lonely for me. Yeah, and that's not a bad thing, though. Because it does capture the essence of what I just said, you know? That it's interesting. You know, the awe, the wonder. And it's part of that unsettling and lonely that makes it interesting. Hello, how did you get here? Was there a puzzle you had to pass through? Yes, do you want to know how to solve it? No, we actually find the blank space between doors to be far more interesting. Have you seen it yet? Why would I care about the space between doors? There's a reason, but it may take time for you before you understand, which is fine. You'll see it again soon. Huh. Space between doors. Literal or metaphorical? It has to be metaphorical.
And so we make one last descent down to the final floor of the level.
Okay. Find the music calm and relaxing. Soft temper really helps to clear your mind of negative thoughts. It's kind of like a white noise, yeah. But it also, I can understand both sides of you perfectly.
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but for some reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out.
Okay.
I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive, a lot more fully developed, with more of a clear idea behind them. And as we go, that idea will get clearer and clearer and clearer.
I don't know. This music is anxiety-inducing to me. I understand that. That's fine. Because I get that. I feel that, you know? It might have something to do with, like, how you feel. April 2009. How you feel in your life. This game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. It could be something to do with like where you currently are in your development in your life, how you feel about things. You know, could even just be like a mood thing. Nice room, not. Oh, it's just, I like big open rooms, personally.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're going to see have been written by Coda.
How do you beat this game?
This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up. I saw him working on this very level, and it was just so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person. In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy trying to get his attention. I was over-enthusiastic. But he was very gracious about it and very patient with me.
No point to this.
And I cooled off eventually.
Well, in a way, it's connected to the internet now. Whoa, holy shit. Whoa, holy shit indeed. Wow. What the fuck? This is awesome. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Hello. Reasonable.
Oh, feel free to skip over any of these notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if you read all of them.
Everyone read this.
Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I
Hey.
see this person who's filled with thoughts and feelings and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered and unheard voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played.
This place makes me sad. Look into a person's brain. I want to tell you a
It's
secret.
ironic, isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him.
Yeah, you're right. I was just
To be
saying.
honest with you, this idea is really seductive to me. That I could just play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing. I could just get to know you through your work.
I want to tell you a secret.
And
Once
this is
upon
why
a time I
always
did.
liked Code's games so much. It's because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt
Fine,
as
fun.
though he was inviting me personally into his world.
I'm king of the world.
And then I feel less lonely too.
Yeah. Balls. How is there wood and grass and concrete here? What the fuck? Oh shit, this is scarier than the coal mine thingy in Portal 2. Birds. Okay. I just saw a flying penguin, let me tell you. It was the most majestic thing I've ever seen. I don't feel like living because nothing would ever be as majestic as that. I never want to see again if nothing will ever be that beautiful again. I am crying and plan on ripping my eyes out. I must go now do that. What the fuck? Do not be afraid. Do care. This game is no nice. I would like it when I could. Do you feel like a hero yet? In a world full of notes, one man will read all of them. This summer, you'll believe blue speech bubbles can talk. Cool cavern, bro. We're running out of space. Soon we will suffocate. There are too many messages in this area. Why? Hey, I can type here. I'd rather be doing literally anything other than playing this. The guy over there wrote much wrong. This is something I would say. It's interesting because we're going to look into the mind of this guy. I don't even know. We don't even know. He's... What the shit is this cavern? He's the friend of the Stanley Parable guy. You see me in this game. Boring. It's all written by one guy. I can assure you, guarantee that there's an acorn somewhere here in this place, and the sailors are looking for it. Hey guys, just looking for someone to talk with. That's sad. I refuse to believe. He took time to play these down and write all these. Butt-ass butt. I need to go to the frickin' bathroom. Recognize me, please. There's nothing here. Go back. Don't listen to that guy. A free t-shirt. Need other side. Door, why you so? Mixed game. Includes door. Cannot open door. Thanks. Open sesame. Door, how open? Someday I'll meet the person who made this. I kind of am meeting him. I help people because of the internal good feeling I get. I guess you meant internal. New room! Do you hear the chimes? They keep you going, don't they? Scared of writing something, don't want to feel judged. A game where you leave notes and suddenly everyone's a poet. Don't bother. You can go in here, I think. Welcome. Congratulations! I don't really know where to go with this. What to do with this? I would like very much to be desired. This is sad. I want to make this game as a joke because of the speech bubbles. Aha. This is where I get off. I am compelled. I have failed to write anything here. Stop! Turn back. Proceeding further will only result in misery. Maybe. Take my hand. Let's jump together. Wow. Speech bubbles army. They are united. Cabbage shapes our nation. What is that painting? It does not matter if you ever get over there. Very good game. Hey, don't talk to me. Don't talk about me that way. I think this is not going anywhere. Next time I will do better. About his game. I need someone to talk to. This is really sad. This is a note? Don't listen to the other notes. I'm not safe. Maybe misery does lie ahead. Okay, I could have sworn I just saw a face in this painting. Then I went to look around to see if there are other faces, and now it's gone. Today I learned you cannot fall off. Ethical. This is weird, dude. I saw a person walking down there. Now it won't come back. Devil Tower Star. Wow. Well done, all of you. Whoever made this has issues. Painting, what does it mean? Stop faking it. Art. Hey guys, how's it going? Just hanging. Help, I am trying to speak. Who are all of you? We will all die someday. Stop pretending you are other people. Spoilers, it doesn't mean anything. Cabbage shapes our nation. I think it's about how things look messy from up close and perfect from far away. Huh. From up here, it just looks like dots. This game is cool as shit. Like, this is literally my thoughts exactly in my everyday life. Huh. It's about how this game is pretentious and you all suck. Maybe I'll feel real someday. I feel like these are normal everyday thoughts though too. Devil Tower Star. Tower Star. He was himself the most horrible creature he could imagine. Well, I'm here now. Yeah, we're all here now. There must be a reason for it though. His terrible secret, he kept it well. I beat the game! More room?
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means. Each of these games represents an idea that was on Coda's mind at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one.
That makes sense. Scared of writing something, don't want to feel judged. Now there's whispers. Escape. Escape. Need an escape. He cut it up and spread it between worlds. Almost there. I have seen everything. I have traveled the world. I have never told anyone. I wish there were notes in the real world. Well, I mean, there are. Become one with the spiraling nonsense. Downward, keep
In
digging.
each of his games, after exploring a theme that, you might find difficult, Coda can then place this puzzle that he knows has a reliable solution, he understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple mechanism for moving on.
That's fantastic. You close your eyes and wish for it really bad. I think the creator would be super happy when he hears what the maker of this game did for him. Yeah. I'm sure the original game had no sound. Almost at the end. No, this is the original. This is it. This is all this stuff. Does this puzzle have a solution? Oh my god, I've been here for literally an hour. What the fuck do I do? Help. 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 This doesn't make sense. The second door won't open. Shit, how do you solve it? Developer, answers please.
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause. Just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here.
I'm heading back to the start
Step
later,
back
guys.
and connect the pieces together to grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
Guys, it's not so bad in here. No solution. No answer, I think? There is no second switch. It's clever. And then right at the very end, there's only one. So he feels alone. How do you leave notes? And then we're back to the lamppost. That destination. Are you there? Please say something. Could be anything, I just need you to say something. Talk to me, please. Why are you having so much difficulty talking? Speak, 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 speak. May to June 2009. Porn stars
This
die
one
too.
is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Okay. It's very... I like this. This is... I don't know what this is, but this inspires me. I don't know why. Note saying, how do you leave notes is something I would do. Yeah. It's... I don't know what it is about this. There's just... It feels like purposeful. Perhaps. I don't know. I don't know.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except, for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Okay. What furniture ought to go in the center of the room? Put a giant hole in the ground. How about a TV with surround sound? Okay, now what about along the wall of the room? Let's put a huge picture of... I'd like to watch. 10 stoves lined up along the wall. So it doesn't matter what you choose. I think we should light up this room a bit. Skylight, full ceiling window. Let's open this baby up. I'm thinking 10 by 12 recessed electric 6-inch soft LED light. Ceiling lights with fluorescent trim. We'll put live Tesla coils in each corner. Yeah. And a table. You need a table. Who are you? Where exactly are you doing this from? Pretty sure none of my choices are making a difference. Tables were invented in 1935.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake. So, okay, he throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
Hello, please walk forward. Okay. This guy will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you remember each step. First, click on this table. Good. Go over to the photo frame and click to turn it slightly. Now turn the floor lamp in this room off, then turn it back on again. Okay. Feels lonely. This is so weird. Now go to the left side sofa, move it over a little. Finally, touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. Okay. Click the table, move the painting, turn this on and off, touch the couch, touch the shelves.
And of course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Huh.
Here's a version where there are no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside, and the outside is the inside. Let me just blink you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on his prison ID. There's nearly a dozen. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I could be working on? But Coda doesn't have that voice telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going. And then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons. This is the very last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Huh. This is a cool setting. I mean, it's simple, but it's cool. He finally reached his destination, but we didn't pass through the puzzle again. The lamppost. The destination. Hello? Who is this? Hey, it's me. I'm you from after you escaped the prison. You're me? So you were trapped in this prison too? Yep.
It's a conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows.
Furniture
The
mess.
irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself.
That's where I am right now.
All of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
Yeah. What's it like to escape? Actually, I'm already forgetting what being... It's strange, but in a way, it kind of feels like being completely still and wildly in motion at the same time. Do you feel any different? Sometimes I'm scared I'll get out and then things will be exactly the same as before. It actually does change. I don't feel like the same person at all. Oh, good. That's so nice to hear. Makes me feel really happy. I'm just enjoy being who you are right now. Well, it's still me, but I'm not somehow. It's hard to describe. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? No, I think I'm the first person to call back. Then how... Then can you tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you. What do I have to do? Get out. You just need to tell me how you feel right now. Just talk with me. Okay. This is weird. What? That will free me? How does that work? Okay. Use it to... Sincere about what? Exactly what you need to figure out in order to escape.
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah. August 2009.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone other than himself?
Okay. The door that we're used to seeing. This is a cool landscape
To
too.
me, this environment is meant to represent Coda's puzzle, with the two doors on either side and a dark transitional space between.
Huh. This is really cool though. I mean, I like it. I don't know. I'm getting super fucking inspired from this type of shit. I don't know why. It's just, I like big open spaces. And he has a lot of big open spaces stuff. Well, my goodness, I'm glad as all heck that you showed up. Thought I might have to clean this entire house all by myself, and a right miserable that would have been be. Everyone knows lonesome my hands make lousy homes. Everyone knows lonesome hands make lousy homes.
The quality of the art is a step up from previous games, including this new and improved chat system, which he started using from this point on. From here on out, he begins putting much more effort into the visual polish of his work, and this particular game took 2 months to create as a result.
Damn, that's full of imagery. Yeah. Don't worry about me, a place that's nice. This nice, I'll be glad to stay here all night. Lousy homes make home loners. We clean this whole place? Let's keep it positive. Well, now you just might be getting a little ahead of yourself there, no? Why don't we start by cleaning and then you decide whether you could do it all night? I'll finish up here. In the meantime, could you clear the table? Much nicer. That's the table I want to see. Now, would you please run into the bedroom and make the bed? Putting things in order, perhaps? While you're in there, why don't you straighten out the rug a bit? All the little details matter. Do you enjoy being a house cleaner? Well, I don't enjoy it so much as I need it. While I'm working, I feel a kind of calm that rests in the pit of my ribcage. My soul just can't be soothed any other way, it seems. Which I guess is all that matters. Oh, that and a tidy couch. Would you straighten the pillows on the sofa out here? Huh. Graphics are really good for 2009. Oh dear, looks like somebody spilled a drink over by the couch. Maybe mop that up as long as you're over. I feel compared to Shell an incredibly cheesy personal insight. You okay with that? Make it especially cheesy. No. No, it was stupid. Sorry. Never mind. Hey, these dishes need to be washed. Why don't you come do that? Last I checked, the tub needed a cleaning. How about you scrub it down as best you can? You don't need to be perfect, we're all just human. The tub? Oh, the tub was over here, wasn't it? There's still books scattered on the floor of the bedroom. If so, would you... Are there still books? If you would you put them back on the shelf? Perfect. Now then, how about you come here and clear these dishes off the table?
After the intense set of prison games, this house cleaning level almost feels like cleansing. It's the moment after a particularly difficult or traumatic experience where you just need to let it sit and digest inside of you, and eventually cohere into something meaningful.
Are all houses this easy to clean? Darling, let me tell you something. In your lifetime, you're going to clean a lot of houses. And among all those, a few of them will stick out as truly wonderful, beautiful experiences. And none of them will be ones that were easy. Just something to think about while you smooth out the rug in the bedroom.
I really like this game. Of all his work, actually, this was the only one that he called me up to ask me to come over and look at it.
Hey, Sabu.
This was during a period of a few months when he was like grossly happy all the time.
Must have been, sounds
Walk around
bipolar.
with a constant smile on his face.
Sounds like he was bipolar. Earlier when I said I had a really cheesy thought, I was going to say that it occurs to me that one's house is a lot like one's soul. You take care of it and it takes care of you. Huh. Don't know why I feel so weird about saying that. There's a bit of truth to it, no? Anyway, so, housekeeping. Let's keep doing this. Books, would you please clean up the books? I mean, thanks. Alright.
I'm glad he made this. I'm glad he found some peace.
Yeah. Question.
But
Do you enjoy
of course,
this?
It can't last. The music stops, your companion is gone, it's time to leave. The door at the top of the hill is now open as well. Again, you can't stay in the dark space for too long. You just can't. You have to keep moving. It's how you stay alive.
Oh, the windows are gone. Interesting. Huh. This is fucking fascinating. And fun. And interesting. That's what fascinating means. Really enjoyable. That's what fun means. And there's the lamppost.
Which is the whole point of the puzzle doors, right? That sooner or later you have to pick up and move.
Hi, Sabubu.
I really thought that was
Hey,
the
buddy.
point of it.
September 09. Items you love at
This
members
one
only
gets a bit
prices.
goofy.
Why did you come here today? Was it to improve your life? Was it to get a better job? Was it to make your relationships more meaningful? No. You came here to become perfect. This workshop is going to teach you to be perfect. Want your friends, the people in your life, to look at you and think, wow, this person is a better human being than I am. Right now, who do you think about that way in your own life? Who do you know who is so well developed as a person that they make you feel disgusted with yourself? Compared to whom you feel useless, selfish, ungrateful, I intend to make you into that person. Perfection is within your grasp. And the question is not how do we do it, but how do we do it effortlessly? This is easy. It is so easy. It is so
About
easy.
halfway through the game,
Being perfect is
perspective
effortless.
shifts.
What the fuck?
And you play as the teacher. And suddenly, you discover that your teacher is just as bigoted and afraid as you are. Oh, and also you can move around the classroom then.
This is the key. How do I achieve it with no effort? On the way to work, I told another person to start contributing to society. Kids should not follow their dreams. Well, let me tell you right now, if it isn't effortless, then it's not the answer. Still love you, it's just that you make me feel cold on the inside. Being alone must be awful. Thank goodness all of you perceive me as being wise and intelligent. Drinking is not hurting my life. If you're torturing yourself trying to find the right solutions for your life, you're not doing it right. Do you understand that you won't be happy until you love me? This is for you. Seek out only one thing. What is the easiest, simplest path forward? Ew, I'm developing a cyst. Gross. These are weird. There is no truth, there is only pain. Ha ha ha, just kidding. Anyone want to do some ecstasy after this? This is so weird. What if I'm not a good teacher? Do what is easiest. Do what is simplest. Feel what is true. Holy shit, you guys. Something is coming out of the back of the room. Look out. Nothing. No one. It's coming for you. It's going to destroy you. Everyone run. Run.
I felt pretty hard for this one. I feel like it's one of the most relatable experiences that you can have. To assume that some other person is perfect and totally fulfilled in every way, and completely miss all of the little flaws that make them painfully human.
Perfection, perfection,
I think about this
perfection.
game a lot these days. This one took a lot longer than all the others for Coda to make. It was 4 months between this and the last one. That's twice as long as it took him to make any other game before this, and it's not like it's particularly complex, so I remember I found that a little strange at the time.
Huh. Alright, let's go on stage then. That scared the shit out of me. Alright, the performance is beginning. Places, please. In this scene, you'll be playing as me. We're at a gathering of professionals. First, you'll start leaning out against this wall. The woman across the room in this chair is a professional photographer of animals. She dreamed to photograph animals professionally. This is your one chance to learn something from her, to gain something, to succeed. Go on, say something to her. Where's the bathroom? Hello. Hello? That's it? That's not a conversation. We need to actually converse with her. We need to actually first be a human being. Do it again. Super, super scared right now. I like you. Here are all my hopes and dreams. No, 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 no. That's not what I said to her at all. You're completely missing the tone of the conversation. I was reserved, but I knew what I wanted. I was confident. Maybe it's that you need a better feel of the setting. There are a lot of people around us. I'll give you some props to work with. These cones that bounce when you touch them represent the people nearby. Now talk to her again. What are some sacrifices you had to make? You're messing it all up again. You freak her out if the conversation gets that personal that quickly. Do you not realize how important this was for me? I'll never get another opportunity like this again. Everyone was writing on this. I want to try something. Try stepping back from the stage. So, is this just him beating himself up over lost opportunities, doing things wrong, feeling like he's on a stage that he has to act a certain way to be mattered, to be perfect? Could represent a lot of things. There's our lamppost. What, they want me to keep going? Okay. Back to a prison. Again. Okay, yes. Now this is working. This is what I like.
Clear determination of what's going to happen next in Coda's life. The solution to social anxiety, to fears of having to perform and having to chase success, the answer for Coda is to withdraw, to hide himself away.
Yeah.
Which is what leads to scenarios like the stairs that slowed you down several games ago, where it just becomes harder and harder to access Coda's inner landscape because he keeps retreating. He just keeps backing away from possible connections to anyone other than himself. And to be honest, I didn't consider it very healthy when I first played this game. You know, it looked to me like he was trying to justify the idea of just disconnecting himself from the world. And that wasn't what I wanted for him or for his games. Because I feel like a lot of his games are inviting me to connect with this person, to bring him closer.
Huh.
But what can you do? After this, Coda went off and took another 5 months to make a new game.
So these are really more about Mobius strip. To play this game properly, you must keep your eyes closed. Click to begin the game. So these are really just about like self-expression, only put into game form. What's going on? Captain, what can we do? Help. Something enormous just appeared on the radar. I can't die like this. I can't die like this. Help, I'm blind! And my sudden black. There was a giant door, and my vision went black. Please, tell me how to solve this. I don't know how. I have no idea where we are. There's our lamppost. There's the door. What's going on? Can't see.
You should probably open your eyes if you haven't already. It's pretty much impossible to solve otherwise. And there is a solution, by the way.
SS Whisper. A whisper. Can't you do something? Can't you fix this? We're going to crash here. Not yet. Blind research. Am I going to be killed by that giant door? Okay. Help, I can't see anything. What's going on? There is a solution. Okay. The only way to stop it is to speak something that is honest. I am bursting with creative energy. No, that isn't truthful. That is truthful. I made all kinds of crazy stuff. Okay. Something that's honest. Can't keep making these. Yes, that's it. That's the truth. How sad.
Like I said, I was getting concerned. First off, he's never been this explicit in his work about exactly what he's thinking. So, where's that coming from? But then, even weirder, his work has potentially stopped being an outlet for him. Not like he's having trouble iterating on ideas, but he literally just can't think of new ideas anymore. And in person, he was being a lot more distant than usual. Like, you know how sometimes a person will just deflect anything that you say in order to keep themselves disconnected all the time? It was that kind of thing. Here was the point in my relationship with Coda where I really started to wonder if he needed my help in some way.
Good. This is really sad. That's really sad.
His games are going to get more desperate from here on out. After this game, it's almost 6 months before he finishes something new.
December 10. Hello? Oh, how pretty. Where did this island come from? Is that a person? How lovely. It's been a long time since I talked to anyone. What's wrong? You look lost. I'm completely out of ideas. When I try to create, I feel empty. I have nothing left to give to my work. Oh no. What's happened? Did something change? I'm trying to find this engine that used to protect me to start it again. Wait, you're looking for a machine? I think I know where it is. Creative machine? It isn't far. I need to see it to know why I stopped. Take it to it, but there's a problem. It's guarded by a difficult puzzle. Can't be solved puzzle. We'll find the machine deal.
Now, put yourself in my shoes playing this. Here's a friend whose work is exhibiting signs of struggle, frustration, anxiety, depression, even. And yet, still, he keeps making games. He keeps throwing himself into the grinder even when he clearly doesn't have the energy for it anymore. Why? What is it for?
Desperation? He's lost. He doesn't know what to do. Deal. I didn't push it. I pushed the bottom one, the sad one. It doesn't matter. We're going to end up there together anyway. Aren't we? Perfect. Come along. I'll show it to you.
Because from my perspective at the time, and just what I knew of him, this was a result of how isolated he was. He was in his own little bubble, just sitting at his computer all day,
Here's the puzzle.
not really showing these games to anyone.
What do you think?
Not releasing them onto the internet, and so he didn't have anyone outside of himself to connect with. He had no outlet to ground himself on.
I've solved this puzzle before. Oh, wonderful. Can you tell me how to do it? First, you have to open the door. Okay, now what? Now you have to close the first door. Alright, we're back outside. You have to open the door. Wait, Coda's still alive, right? Yeah. Yes, he is. He's hoping that by putting this collection together, by showing people his experiences, you know, how interesting and creative a guy he is, that he might be able to get enough positive support and feedback to keep going. Now you have to close the first door. Alright, what's next? Now just press the switch here. Ha, that was so simple.
You can't talk
We've never
yourself
solved it
out
before
of
this.
loneliness. It doesn't work that way. You can't be the one writing both the questions and the answers. Then there's no movement. Then there's no circulation. If all of your anxieties are being channeled into your work, then if the work ever fails, you have no backup and you're just going to crash.
Okay, here we are. These are just... Person's gasping, running out of breath, running out of creative juice, or at the end of their rope. Trust me, you'll see. You have to say that your work is fun is easy. You have to say that game development is simple and joyous, that you love it 100% of the time. I get it, that's a weird thing to just say something when you have to open the door. There is no machine. We're going through. Oh, that feels wonderful. Why do I feel awful when I said that? Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. Keep saying that creation is easy. I feel games, I feel completely energized. I'm completely excited and enthusiastic about my work. It's easy. It never stops being easy. He's trying to coach himself. Yes, that's wonderful. Keep going.
Seeing this game at the time that he made it looked really unhealthy to me.
It should. It's
I was watching
fucking
him do this to
horrifying.
himself, and I hated it. I hated seeing him so trapped.
I mean, he's being creative.
Video games are not worth this amount of suffering.
Yeah. Hey, it's me. I'm you. From after you escaped the prison. Stamped with whiteness. Every time I make something, I feel better about myself. I just never stop creating and you'll never feel bad. Help, I'm blind. What if I'm not a good teacher? Okay, making it
It's
perfect.
someone I really cared about. And I used to get so much joy out of seeing him create. For him to suddenly become angry and frustrated like this, it was the worst thing for me.
Patience, you have to trust in me. Promise this will work. Please continue. Pain breezes effortlessly off. Any sacrifices made from your work are 100%. Worth 100%. Pays off eventually. Yes. More. Keep
I
going.
don't know. This is what I felt at the time. I don't know how else to explain it.
I mean, is that not true?
I wanted it to stop more than anything. I never felt so rotten. I needed more than I had ever needed anything for this to stop.
You're worried. You're really worried about your friends. Maybe you should have engaged... This guy should have engaged in the suicide prevention courses. There is no shame, no fear, no guilt. I'll be saved by my work. I believe this unquestioningly. I'm a vessel for certainty. Incredible. That's it. And we're back to the prison. I'm free. I'm free. There's a girl crying in there.
But it didn't stop. After finishing this one, Coda takes another 7 months and comes up with a new game.
It's really sad. May 2011. The machine. Oh shit. Ma'am, glad to see you've arrived safely. Capture the machine. It's waiting for you now. Begin the interrogation whenever you like. Tend to be quick, quiet, brutal. Very good. Just be warned that someone called the press, so we might have a bit of attention on this one. Also, one more thing they should know about the machine. It calls itself Coda. This was really enjoyable at first, and it's just like, I'm gonna fucking cry. Seeing somebody hurt this much, having, you know, all their pain and frustration channeled into a tangible thing. Oh man, I feel so bad. We get the machine with the answer. What will you do with it? Do you know where the poisonous game? Will it be punished? Can you tell us? Do you know where the poisonous games have come from? Oh man. Please, could take him over for an interview? Oh man, dude.
stopped. He sees himself as a machine. You're a living being, dude. You stopped. You stopped feeding. This is him interrogating his creative self. And he finally came to that wall and he couldn't do anything. And now he's venting his frustration on his lack of a muse. You stopped feeding us. There's people out there, can you imagine what pain you put them through? It's only because of your creations that any of us can make it through every day. How would we possibly go back to trusting you to do this job? How about this for a start? You need to go to the people who are out there and apologize to them. You have to admit to the people that you allowed them to suffer. I've been so alone. Apologize for leaving me. His loneliness. The only thing he could do with his loneliness was create. That was the only thing keeping him together. And then his loneliness, and then his creativity died out. And now he blames himself because the creativity is gone. Know nothing? Think carefully. I know how to hurt you, seeing the thing you fear. Alright then, I will apologize to the people on your behalf. When did we hit an area transition? My friends. Falls on me to deliver bad news. The machine will not apologize. It refuses to admit that it deliberately hurt us. But this is not important. We are stronger than it thinks we are. Find a way to live without it. We do not need its games. Let us pay it with retribution. Let us show it that we are not failures. So, he was saying that he was thinking that this was really unhealthy at the time. Is this healthy for him because he's coming to the conclusion that this is bad for him? And that it got him out of doing it and to become healthier? Follow me, we will destroy the machine. Follow me, we will destroy everything the machine has created. And we're back to the stage again. Back to that very first game that we came across. Kodo, make sure your work dies here. Kodo, make sure you are known forever.
So now the work is becoming self-destructive.
Isn't that what you're scared of?
At the time that I first played this game, shortly after he made it, here's what I'm thinking to myself. I'm thinking that code is stuck in his own head, and that it's having a very negative effect on him, and that all he needs to do is just start showing his work to people, to get some actual feedback on his games. It might get him out of isolation. And so, as I'm thinking this, I realize that I could be the one to initiate it. Because it would never occur to Coda to start actively soliciting feedback, so what if I did it for him? If he could see the difference it would make to have more actual conversations with other human beings, would that bring him out of his mental spiral? Would it give him confidence in himself? Would it bring meaning back into his work?
Oh, the room of ideas. This is sad, man.
So I started showing Coda's work to people. took this one, and the islands which you just played, the theater, the notes, the house cleaning game, and some of the prison escape games. I brought them to people that I knew and trusted. I asked their opinions. And the great part is that they really loved his games.
Yeah.
You know, the point of it all was just to give them some external reference point, but they genuinely loved his work. There was nothing for him to be afraid of.
Put down your weapon, says the machine.
Can you see why I felt like this was the right thing to do? Because it's the thing that I always feel like I need, to be told that my work is good, that I am good. When someone really connects with the thing that I've made, when they see themselves purely in my work, there's nothing that feels better. And I got to give that very same feeling to my friend. I did something, I really felt like I had done something good, like I was a good person. Felt like there was a friend who was in trouble and was unhappy and maybe didn't like themselves, and I could fix it. If I could give him this gift, maybe I could fix the problem. When they told me how much they enjoyed his games, it was the best feeling. It's the absolute best feeling. It made me feel so happy. So beautifully, beautifully happy. So anyway, Coda finishes this game, and then really he just kind of takes off for a while. So this is June of 2011, and I didn't hear anything from him for several weeks, I guess. And so out of nowhere, one day I get an email, and it's got a private link to a new game of Coda's.
Oh no.
This one is called The Tower, and to my knowledge, it's the last game that Coda ever made. So let's take a look.
2011. June. The Tower. Demon Star Tower. Leftovers
This is
leads
where I
treasure.
have trouble saying anything meaningful about Coda's work. Because more than anything else, the tower just feels distant. It feels like it's trying to distance itself from the world. It's a very cold game.
Huh. This game scares me.
This room actually has a maze in it.
I'm scared.
Except that all the walls of the maze are invisible. And then every time you touch one of the walls, there's this awful flashing and noise. So the experience is really miserable. The game goes beyond not being meant to be played. It actually seems to despise the player for trying to play it at all. But I do want to show you the rest of the levels, so when you're ready to continue, press enter and I'll put a bridge over the maze.
I could have just made the walls visible. I'm scared to play this because I feel like an attachment to Coda now, and it hurts me to see somebody hurt this much.
And to be fair, it's not like this is the first game that's needed some modification to be playable. Like the house cleaning game. You know, that one used to actually loop the cleaning chores and you just clean the house forever. I had to cut it off so that you could exit the house and the game would actually end. But that game had an idea that it was actually trying to communicate. What's the deeper idea behind the invisible maze?
No matter what you do, no matter what you turn, no matter how you try, you just keep ending back where you start. This really negative, unhealthy.
The only way past fastest challenge
Depressing.
is to randomly guess the 6-digit code. Like the invisible maze, it's frustrating to me, because it's the opposite of everything else that Coda has made. It doesn't encourage thought or engagement. It doesn't ask anything of me, except a lot of my time. If I could have reached it during this time, then maybe I could have asked it, but I couldn't. I still don't really understand why this is here. I'll put the code on the ground for you here, though, so that we can move on.
Oh, come on. This makes me really sad. I feel really bad for Coda. Oh, okay. It was just pure creativity and abstract thinking at first, and now it's just... it's sad.
The switch to open this door is actually on the other side of the door, meaning that it's literally impossible to solve from this side. So even if you somehow brute forced your way through the first 2 challenges, and you got to this point, there's actually just no way to progress. And it's scary for me, the idea of Coda cutting himself off entirely, just saying, you know, that's it, that's the end of the conversation, not giving me any way to fix the problem. I feel like a failure, I guess, when I can't fix the problem.
Fix your
I can
friend.
open this door for you, so let me do that. Was I a failure for not understanding this game? I don't know why I would be. It's not like everything needs to have a solution, but I feel it somehow. I feel like I failed, and I don't understand why. I remember, it's June of 2011, I'm playing this for the very first time, and as I'm playing, I'm thinking to myself, I don't know this person. I have no idea who this person is. It wasn't the guy I knew, it wasn't my friend. I had come to so many conclusions from looking at all of his work up to this point, and then suddenly none of them... I had been trying to, though. That was the thing. For years I was trying to get to know him, to understand who he actually was and what he stood for. I asked him so many times to please just tell me what his games mean to him. I asked him please to tell me what 3 dots mean. And he wouldn't.
This is really sad.
I just felt so strongly that if I could have connected with him, that if I could have somehow made his work my own, that I would finally be once and for all happy. It was that I needed to see myself in someone else. I needed to be someone other than me. But he stopped and left. And it felt somehow like I had failed. Where did I screw up?
Dear Davy, thank you for your interest in my games. I need to ask you not to speak to me anymore.
I'm the reason that you stopped making games, aren't I? It's because of what I did. I poisoned it for you.
How fucking horrible.
I don't think I ever told you this, but when I took your work and I was showing it to people, it actually felt... It felt as though I were responsible for something important and valuable.
Whether you think I am making these games for you. You've so infected my...
And the people who played them, they treated me like I was important. They really listened and cared about what I had to say. Even though I was showing your work, I felt good about myself. Finally, for a moment, while I had that, I liked myself.
You've so infected my personal space that it's possible I did begin to plant solutions in my work somewhere, hidden between games. There was an answer, a meaning. Would it make you any happier? Would you stop taking my games and showing them to people against my wishes? Giving them something that is not yours to give? Violating the one boundary that keeps me safe? But he's still showing these off. Would you stop changing my games? Stop adding lampposts to them? I only see 3 viewers on my screen. Would you stop changing my games? Stop adding lampposts to them. Did he add... What? I thought that was Coda adding the lampposts. Would you simply...
And then you stopped, and I didn't have anything left to show people. I just had to be with myself. And as soon as that happened, there was no feeling at all. Nothing. Less than nothing.
Would you simply let them be what they are? This is a crazy theory, but is he Coda? Did he have a split personality? Is this a metaphorical outside of look of his own self? When I'm around you, I feel physically ill. Desperately need something and I cannot give it to you. I literally do not have it. Struggling to come up with new ideas is not making me depressed. Low points are just a part of the process. The fact that you think I am frustrated or broken says more about you than about me. Yeah, from to my knowledge so far, that's all I know is what I've played in the game so far. I realize that this doesn't make sense to you just yet. Which is fine, you're not my problem to solve. But I do hope...
I'm afraid that I did something really stupid because I don't like myself.
But I do hope that one day it clicks and that you make peace with this last thing you are wrestling. When you finally see what I am talking about, the world's fallen apart. And when you finally see what I'm talking about, don't say anything. I really think this has actually happened. Maybe and maybe not. I don't know. Dude, I don't know. I'm going to do some research. And now there's no...
That's why I'm releasing this collection of your work. Is because I haven't been able to find any other way to reach you. I've tried everything. And so a part of me has hope that if I put this compilation out into the world, and if I put my name on it, that maybe enough people will play it so that it'll find its way to you, so that I can tell you that I'm sorry. I know I screwed up. If I apologize to you, truly and deeply, will you start making games again? Please. I need to feel okay with myself again. And I always felt okay as long as I had your work to see myself in. I mean, is something wrong with me?
You lack self.
I know that I did an awful thing, and I'm doing it again right now. Like, I'm showing people your work, but I can't stop myself from doing it. That's how badly I need to feel something again, like I'm an addict. There has to be something wrong with me. Can I apologize? What if I tell you I was wrong? Will that work? Will that fix it? I don't know. I don't think it will, but there's nothing else that I can do. Just tell me what you want. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please. start making games again. Please help me. Please give me some of whatever it is that makes you complete. I want whatever that wholeness is that you just summoned out of nothing and you put into your work. You were complete in some way that I never was. I want to know I want to know how to be a good person. I want to know how not to hate myself. Please. I'm fading, and all I want is to know that I'm going to be okay.
I gotta be honest, it's a bit selfish. It's a lot selfish. But I can understand the need for closure. I don't know how I feel about this. I don't know how I feel about this.
More love, more praise, more people telling me that I'm good. Always more. It's like a disease.
It is. It comes from wholeness comes from self-worth. You need to have value in yourself.
Solution.
Huh. Did we hit an area transition somewhere? Oh, no, I get it. I see how it works. This is really pretty.
Someone had told me ahead of time that he just really enjoyed making prison games. Maybe I wouldn't have thought he was so desperate. I wouldn't have told so many people that he was depressed. Maybe he just likes making prisons. Even now, the disease is telling me to stop. Don't show people what a shitty person you are. They'll hate you.
Major props for being aware. Finally.
If I knew that my life depended on finding something to be driven by other than validation, what would that even be? It's strange, but the thought of not being driven by external validation is unthinkable. Like, I actually cannot conceive of what that would be like.
Now I feel bad for the Stanley Parable guy. I feel bad for both. It's just
What now? I need to go. And I'm sorry, because I know that I said that I would be here and I would walk you through this, but I'm starting to feel like I have a lot of work to do. I have a lot that I need to make up for. So I'm just gonna... Okay.
Back to that very first Counter-Strike mod. Maybe. No. It's similar, but different. I don't remember actually buying this game. But whatever it was, if I did, it was worth every penny. This game, this compilation. And then we're back to the beam from the Whisper Machine game. Only this time we're gonna be dead. There's no more. Or we're gonna float again.
Turn back from this
For R. R was his real name, I guess. Whatever. R. This project would not have been possible with the following individuals.
let me keep going.
And why are tears streaming down my face? Because it's fucking sad, dude. Because it's real. And maybe it's, I don't know, maybe this was a fake narrative, but I doubt it. It doesn't feel like a fake narrative.
You're so tired.
I gotta do some research.
I know that you're strong. So turn back.
You skip comment. Did you know that the whole song I made from you is based off a Bo Burnham song? I didn't mean to skip comments. The Beginner's Guide. There's the lamppost. I did not know that. Beginner's Guide. Beginner's Guide. $10. Interactive storytelling video game created by Davey Redden under the studio name Everything Unlimited. The game is narrated by Redden and takes the user through a number of incomplete answers made by a developer named Coda. Okay, challenges to come up with understanding of type of person is from these first-person type of places. The player discovers that Redden had tried to force meaning onto Coda's games, causing them to end their relationship. Raiden has stated the game is open to interpretation. Some have seen it as a general commentary on the nature of relationship to game developers and players, but others take it as an allegory to Raiden's own personal. So it is. It is a fake narrative. Real? Is Coda real? Alright, I need to see this shit. This game is not literally real. If it were, selling it would be almost certainly be illegal. If you want to read Davey Raiden's blog, the entire story seems to be a metaphor for some emotional problems he was having after the Stanley Parable came out. Not true. If you don't license the source code, then it's a free game for anyone to do whatever they want with it. These aren't real, and it would be illegal. He owns the content. It would sue the developer. If you read his blog, the entire story seems to be a metaphor for some emotional problems he was having after the Stanley Parable came out. Looks like he just made a funny game as a Coda. Well, the world reacted as Davey, including finding some deep. Coda is definitely not real. Though it seems he might have been based off a real person on the end, credited as R at the end of the game. Huh. That. Huh. There was real emotion in that. I knew it. I wouldn't say I knew it, but I... Shit, dude. There was real emotion in that. So one of the common interpretations is that it's an allegory, a metaphor for his own struggles. David Redden? That's his name? Redden. Davey Redden. So it sounds like it's been a metaphor for his own personal problems in his life. But that was my interpretation for a minute there. Right when I was doing the tower, remember? I started to click that it might have just been him dealing with his own frustrations. So that's sad. But it was a really cool experience. I'm glad to know that Coda, that the story isn't real. Like, it might have been a metaphor for something real, but it wasn't real. Because I was feeling really horrible for Coda. Davey Redden. I should probably send him an email too. Shit, dude. Be really interesting to see how other people stream this. Their conclusions. Haha, it's a pun. I'm a coda, like I'm a coder, but like coda. So what now? I think I'm gonna go to bed. I'm ending my stream. So I think I'm gonna go to bed now. That was really interesting. I had legit tears playing that shit. Yeah, that was worth every penny. Alright, well, I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for sharing that experience. Check out the beginning of that game. Charu? Sleep all week, Charu? That's what you want me to do? Maybe I will. Well, good night, Eric. Have a good night sleep. You too. Thanks. Appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys later.